Now that you've thought about a few action steps to help you move your leap forward, the next thing we want to do is what's called user research. Now, user research is just a fancy way of saying talking to people who have some experience with your leap. One of the best shortcuts we can take if we're trying to learn something quickly is talk to people who have been there, right? So at this step of our leap map, we want to find learning partners. Now, these learning partners could be anyone, someone in your class, a teacher, a parent, a friend, hopefully someone who has some experience with the leap that you're trying to take. So if you're trying to start a podcast, we'd want to talk to someone who has started a podcast, who listens to a lot of podcasts, who maybe has some experience with audio, and we're going to try to learn specific pieces of information from that person. So on your leap map, you're going to identify 4 learning partners, people that you might know or who have some experience with your leap that you can talk to. And from each of them, you want to type in what you hope to learn from them. So if I'm interested in learning how to bake a cake, I might talk to my mother and say, I'm interested in learning how she finds recipes for pastries, right? I might talk to someone who runs the local bakery and say, I want to learn from them how to make a business out of making cakes. So those would be different insights from learning partners. Now, if you don't know or have a learning partner to talk to, head over to the NICE Network. We can connect you with people in your community or even around the country who work in the areas that you are trying to take a leap. So this is a great chance for you to learn from someone and build a network of people who will support you on your leap. Now, after you've identified 4 learning partners and what you hope to learn from them, we want to think about how we're going to interview them, how we're going to talk to them. Your job is to schedule a phone call or an in-person conversation with them. It doesn't have to be long, maybe 5 to 15 minutes, right? And you want to ask them questions that elicit stories. We want them just to talk about what it's like baking a cake, what it's like starting a podcast, what it's like learning Spanish. So there's some example questions here to inspire you. What's hard about baking a cake? Tell me about your experience with pastries, right? What do you do when your cake burns? Think about questions that help them tell stories. And then go a little bit deeper. Think of questions that get them to go beyond the quick response. So tell me more about that, right? When was a time you tried to learn Spanish? Tell me about a specific time that your cake burned. So you're asking them for experiences that they've had. After you've gone deeper, you can wrap up the conversation and give them a chance to add anything else. So what else would you think that I should know about baking a cake or starting a podcast? Can I connect with you when I'm done to show you what I've created, right? That's a great way to build a network of supporters who are going to help you. So let's think a little bit about what makes a great interview. And as you come up with your questions, contact those learning partners and schedule a time to talk to them so that we can move our leap forward with their expertise.
So what we want to do is we want to seek stories. We really want to ask people to talk about their experiences. A really good question is, what's hard about being a teacher? Or what's hard about being a mom? Or what's hard about holding a cup of coffee in the morning or going to the auto mechanic? And really asking our users, our customers, the people that we might try to help, asking them to tell us a story about their life and their challenges. A really good follow-up question we want to think about is simply, tell me more. So a lot of times people will have their standard response. So what's hard about holding coffee in the morning? It's hot, so I can't put my hand on it. Well, tell me more about that. And we might learn that they're carrying other things, right? So they have a bunch of books, maybe they have a laptop, and maybe the solution isn't the cup of coffee at all. It's actually taking care of the other things in their hand, right? So by saying, tell me more, we can uncover additional information about their needs. Once we get this information about what they're doing and how they're doing it, we then move to the why question. So following up with, you like this, or you think this, or you do this because of what? Because why, right? We want to kind of understand or try to think through what that implicit need is. And so that's our job as design thinkers, as creators, is to see their needs and try to uncover that implicit need as well. So your job now for your leap is we're actually going to interview people that are going to help you along the way. And in these interviews, you're going to uncover information that will either help improve your leap, help you move forward with your leap, or give you further insight. So what we want you to do is to follow this recipe of seeking stories and following up with Tell Me More so that you can uncover the needs of people that might work with you as you proceed with your leap.